about game today, uh, and then we can network. So yeah. So I would like to invite the first speaker, Nauris. Uh, Hi all.
Okay, cool. How's everybody doing? Nice. So I will talk how to get a job in the video game industry. My first question here: who is already working in the video game industry? Raise your hand, please. All right. Who would like to work in the video game industry? All right. Cool, cool. So I thought maybe everybody gonna be already here working, so it's kind of be pointless to talk about it. But let's start, yeah, then. A little bit about me. Those who don't know me, I'm Nauris. My last name is Bumbaks. I'm currently 28 years old, and I come from a small town, even a village you would call from Distende. It's near from Talsi, you would say. And my first education was like in the Talsi secondary school, where I went to a business class, and then later after secondary school, I went to university. I went to Latvia University of Agriculture, which is now called differently. I got an economics degree there. I went specifically for finance and accounting because I was really interested in like the business aspect and all finance related stuff. And after that, 3 years now ago, I started to learn design in ECA, University of Applied Sciences, the program for video game design and graphics. And if we go next, a little bit about my hobbies and interests. This is what consists of my everyday life, basically. I like to play football in my free time. A lot of video games, like most people. And I listen to electronic music pretty much all day when I'm working. These are just things that keep me occupied during the week and what I like to do, basically my passion things. And so about my experience, as is currently, I got to the game design part, but in the past I have done many different things. Like I have been a herdsman, a construction worker, crop harvester, a meat factory worker, warehouse worker, cashier salesman, print specialist, finance specialist, accountant. As you can see, there are many unrelated things. It just took for me a really long time to understand what I really want to do in my life, and just broaden my view of different professions, how things work, like just to understand many things while working. Hmm? And so my story, basically how I got in the game dev, started like 4 years ago when I finished my first bachelor's in Jelgava. I got my diploma. I found a job in accounting. I was working in accounting like for 2 months, and I wasn't really satisfied with the salary there. And I decided to go work abroad in the Netherlands in a warehouse. So I left my job at the accounting and went to work in Netherlands in a warehouse. I worked there like for 1.5 years, and during that time there, I reflected on what I really want to do in my life, and then it came to me, why not combine the things what I like, which I mentioned previously, video games, because I just don't play video games. I'm also really invested all the video game things related. I listen, watch, and read news about like the video game industry, what things are doing the big companies, what's trending, and just in general, just to stay in touch. I really like to listen a lot of reviews about games, about the practices, about work cultures in the big companies. Because it also reflects on us, because the big companies set the trends, and it affects also the small companies. And yeah, then I reflected that I should probably go in the video game direction. I didn't know nothing about how to make games. I just know how to play them, and I thought it's probably gonna be easy, right? So did we all? But I started to learn about schools where could I learn the skills for game design, and I about the game dev stuff, I started to come here to the meetups and go to game jams and just making games in general. And fast forward here, 4 months ago, I found a job application, and yeah, I landed my first job as a game designer at Fun Generation Lab. And yeah, that's basically how I got it here in short. And if we go next, please. Yeah, next one. If we talk about specifically job types, there can be three different ways which you can go. You can go work for a company, you can do freelancing, or you can go indie or independent, create basically your own company. All these three ways come with their own pluses and minuses. I will talk, which I know for mostly like when you work for a company. The pluses mostly are that you're gonna have a stable work, you're gonna have like the hours, you're gonna have monthly pay. Of course, the income gonna be mostly fixed. Some companies pay bonuses, other stuff, but mostly it's gonna be a fixed income. You know, you get your salary once a month, you pay your bills, and yeah, you move on. No, back, please. Yeah. So, which another I think is a big plus that you have kind of this prestige to work for a big company. Let's say you work for Rockstar, which are developing one of the biggest games in the world, like GTA or Red Dead Redemption. Your name appears in the credentials, and I think it's a big honor that you are like mentioned in the credentials, and many people know who you are and how you were involved with this project or game. And also, yeah, highlights. Many game developers, designers usually get to speak at conferences. They get to present a game, a project, unannounced projects, announced projects. And also, I think it gives a really like big opportunity for you to have like a really good spotlight. Well, of course, there's also minuses if you work for a company. You have to follow management decisions, which are always not to your liking. Especially we see with the big companies, like which sometimes can be anti-consumer, like these the decisions which come from management, like to implement pay-to-win mechanics, loot boxes, NFTs into gameplay. It also interferes like with the artistic vision, and then sometimes like the development team has like a conflict with the management team. Uh, Another thing which is widely known in the uh, company work culture is the crunch culture, that management is expecting like that you're gonna put a lot of hours in overtime. You come in your holidays, you work, I don't know, 20 hours per day. You don't sleep, you don't eat, you just live for the company. This especially comes when the projects go in the last phases, and I hope one day this trend gonna die off. Recently, I'm seeing like a good, how to say, leeway that this trend is slowly dying, and companies are slowly understanding that you need to treat your work as good, because otherwise they're just gonna go work for a better company. And already there's a problem that companies really are fishing for good professionals. And yeah, another big thing which is concerning is layoffs. As you can see, sometimes big headlines that a big company has laid off, I don't know, 150, 300 workers, while announcing that they have a record profit years after year. They brag how they make millions, but still lay off 300 people. And you don't know, the layoff hammer can hit you every day. You don't know that. And another one thing which is concerning is the frat boy culture, especially if we talk about Activision Blizzard. It's one of the biggest development studios in the world, and they have really this problem that people are being harassed, and the management doesn't do anything about this. So there can be some minuses into that. And if you do freelance, you can be your kind of own mini boss. You can plan which jobs you want to take, how many hours you're gonna put in, and basically, yeah, you choose who you work with. But these also come, I think, with some minuses that the income gonna be varied. You don't know, you can make, I don't know, 100 per month. You can make 10,000 per month. It's really gonna depend what kind of contracts you're gonna take on, how much work you're gonna do. So it's kind of a little bit unstable financial situation. conditions, because it also goes together, but with that contract workers usually don't get treated well within the big companies, because they are always expandable, and if the company just doesn't like your work, or they don't really care, like they care more for the full-time employees, and usually sometimes contract workers, they just get the short end of the stick, how to say. And yeah, sometimes they also are not credited like in the credits, or just mentioned that they have worked on this project. So this is also one thing to look out for. And the third way, you can go independent. You can be your own boss. You can have unlimited potential. You can make it the next Flappy Bird 2, have big success in that in one day. Or you can just yeah, go the other way. Sorry. It's good now? Yeah, I almost got a hair today. Um, yeah, and basically you can choose, you can make the games you want, you can do your own projects, what you like, just do your research and um, do the passion what you want to do. The minuses to that you usually gonna need start capital to like also form a new development team. Of course, you can gather if you have friends who have skills in game development. You can start in a, I know, in a bunker. You can make a first prototype and go from that. But usually, yeah, if you want to do something big, you're gonna need a capital for that. And yeah, and it's also a big possibility that you're gonna need a publisher if you really want your product to succeed. But that comes with that the publisher usually gonna want the rights to your IP which you have created. And yeah, which I mentioned, you can go bankrupt if the project fails. Next one, please. Yeah, so some places where you can actually look for the work. And just listed some general places here, which is good. It's something for me. Uh, yeah. Okay. Um, so these are some of the places where I looked while I was searching for job, and I think these are good places where to, I don't know, look for. And here also, for example, here in Latvia Valley, some places like Visi Darbi, this is like just a place which collects all the job advertisements, mainly from all the big web pages, which have these job advertisements, and puts them in one place. LinkedIn, yeah, it's like a global net networking page where you can put up your online CV, and employees can look up you and they can send messages, or you can look for work there as well. Then in Discord in GameDev LV channel, there's a specific sub channel where there are also job advertisements posted. You can also look in Facebook in many developer groups. You can go to specific company websites. You can choose which company you would potentially want to work and look what open positions they have. Or you can come just to meetups and network with people, find out where they work. Maybe they own a company. You can talk with them and ask around. Next one. Next one, please. Yep. So this is one example from the CV. Sorry, with Darby LA. You can just type the profession you want to look for, and if there's an open job, it probably most cases gonna find it for you, and yeah, take you to the real page where it was posted. Next one. Yeah, this is another example from LinkedIn. Again, you can just type in the search box, uh, type the job you want to look for, set the salary range, job place. It can be remote, it can be on location. There's many filters you can apply for, like, and just yeah, in general, this is a very good place if you have the capacity to work remote. This is a very good place where to look. You're gonna find most of the jobs here. Next one. Yeah, this is the one I mentioned before in the GameDev LV. sub-channel, there's a jobs section where also the local people who own companies here and just in general gonna post job advertisements here. This is actually the place where I got my job, from this place. So yeah, this is one smaller channel, but still you can find some um, advertisements here. Mhm. And or yeah, like I said, you can go to a specific company's website. You can look for jobs or positions there, and usually they're gonna have also open positions. But if not, you can still write them an email and ask what kind of workers they are looking for, or they're even looking for something, just in general. Yeah. Next. Yeah, this is another example from Facebook groups. How followed many these Unity game developer groups, and time to time I also see that people post their advertisements that they are looking for a specific type of workers. They have like limited budgets or something. You can also like get info from here. Next. Yeah, and how to get started. I would say the first thing that you need to understand to get into game development is which direction you want to go. Do you want to work for a company? Do you want to be a good professional? Or you want to do things on your own terms and things and time? Like you go freelance, you do the job when you want to do it, how much you want to do it. Or if you don't want to do those things, you can try always your own thing and try to make the next big hit. And then when you have figured out where you want to go, you need to figure out which direction you want to go. This is also really important because when first started, I didn't really know what I want to do. And I tried many things, like at the beginning I tried game design, I tried level design, I tried programming, and I tried audio. And one thing is that you get an insight on how the bigger picture comes together, like the whole development thing. But you kind of like, you know this, you know that, but you're not really a professional at one good thing. You're kind of like a wild card, I would say. Most cases, companies look for highly trained professionals which are good in one place. Maybe smaller companies look sometimes for people who can do multitasking. They have good understand this, how many things work. They can also do a lot of things. But this really depends on the company's needs and what they are looking for. Let's go next. And yeah, just get good, how they say in Dark Souls. But seriously, yeah, figure out what you want to do and get really good at this thing. There are many ways how you can train your skills. You can go to game jams, and I think this is a really good place where you can get started and how to say understand what you want to do. Because in these places go many people who haven't actually worked in the industry and they are also just started, and then you come together in a team and then you can decide what you want to do. Let's say one game jam you're gonna do programming, the next one you can do art, and by going this thing you are gaining experience and also understand this what you really want to do. Yeah, and another way what you can do is you can go to schools, you can take courses. There are many YouTube channels which specifically focus on game dev. They are free, a lot of hours you can just watch introductions and more advanced things also. Then you can go also to Udemy. There are mostly paid courses, but this is really good also. I have used many of the paid courses. You can usually get them like on a really big discount for like 15 euros per piece, and it's like 40 up to 50 hours of this course like put together, and they're really good courses actually. You can learn a lot from them, and you can also get a private tutor, but it's probably going to be more expensive than to take the courses or just find free things on the YouTube. And yeah, you can just also work on something in your free time. It doesn't matter. You can just practice to how to say fiddle around some smaller things. Try to make a game on your own terms. You can just try to practice and hone your skills. How to say. And visible. Once you have uh, gained some experience, you have trained some of your skills, start to put them out for others to see. Because if you're gonna be the next Picasso and nobody knows about you, you can be, yeah, just nobody gonna hire you if they don't know who you are. Because yeah, they can't find you. And yeah, you can put up your work on the social platforms. Do what works best for you. I just listed the most popular examples. For example, I just use myself Facebook and YouTube, and don't use the other ones. But maybe you use all of them. Again, which works best for you. And then make a portfolio. Basically, you can make your own website, or you can use existing websites and make a compilation of your work. If you have a lot of work, try to sort out the best work, put it up. But if you're just started, just you can put up mostly all of your work, and over time you gain more experience. Filter out the old ones you can delete, and just keep up the good ones which you think. And itch.io, yeah, you can, if you have created some projects, some games, you can upload them also there, and people can play your game there. You can play other people's games there. You can get feedback there. You can give other people feedback. You know, just go back and forth. And I would really suggest to set up a LinkedIn profile if you don't have, because you can also showcase your work there, and you can make connections with people. You can just randomly connect with game developers and just see what they are posting. They maybe gonna connect back to you and see what you are posting. And sometimes, yeah, you can actually receive job offers. You don't need to specifically look for it. Somebody gonna maybe contact you if they see your work. Hmm? Next, please. Yep. So here's just an example of the web page for portfolio which I used. It's called wix.com. I think it's a really good one. It's user friendly. You can set it up in a couple of hours. You can get good results with it. And yeah, you can just write a bio about yourself. You can put up your projects. You can make descriptions about them. You know, just showcase it. Don't be afraid to showcase your work, even if it's not the best in the world, because you know everybody just need to start somewhere. Next. Yeah, this is an example from the itch.io. Basically, yeah, here just uploaded one project we were working during school, and yeah, just make a small description, write about the team, and make the link public for others to try it out. Maybe you're gonna receive some feedback about it, maybe not. Who knows? Next. Yeah, and here's the example from the LinkedIn, which I mentioned, that sometimes you're gonna get job offers. And this happened with me when I was still working my previous workplace as an accountant. I just put up that I'm open to different kinds of positions, you know, like in finance or accounting. And then sometimes people like talent acquisition specialists or even company CEOs from smaller companies, they're just gonna reach out for you. They're gonna see what skills you have, what experience. And yeah, they're gonna offer you jobs. Simple as that. Next. Yeah, that's basically it. Thank you all for the patience. Maybe anybody has a question or something. Yeah.
Sorry, my voice is not so deep. Thank you for your presentation, Nauris. Congratulations on getting the game designer job. So, in your case, personally, what do you think was the most significant step that you did that actually landed you the job? Was this the portfolio or reaching out to like positions? Do you think there was something specific that actually got you there?
Yeah, that's a good question actually, because I cannot give you a definite answer that there is one thing that worked the best for me, because I think a lot of. So basically, what I did was I set up my website. This one, not mine, but I used the Wix one. I set up my portfolio. I put up all my work, which I had been doing for the past couple of years. I put it really nice portfolio. You know, I invested a lot of hours to make it really nice. And I went just with the website. I didn't like use my traditional CV, you know, like this old A4 page filled with blankets of texts. And I just sent an application and this website portfolio, yeah, and it worked for me. So that's why I said it's really important. In game development, the employees, they will want to see what you can do. They don't care what's written. You can have 10 diplomas. That doesn't matter. They want to see what are your results, what are your capabilities, what you can do. So the best thing I think is to showcase your work. I hope that answers your question.
I have a question about how much did it cost to set up the portfolio using Wix in your case?
So actually the Wix website is for free. You can set it up for free. It doesn't cost you anything, just a couple hours, your patience, and some nerves. That's it. Maintenance. Um, there's actually no maintenance. Costs also related. If you want, I think there's some profiles or something like that. I haven't really explored it a lot. I just scoured the internet, you know, for portfolio websites. There were many ones. I think I like this one the most, so I went with this. It was, I think it was really user friendly. So, anyone else?
Okay, thank you, Nauris. You are still studying in ECA, right? Just in case, who's coming from ECA today? Like any people? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Do you have any feedback about Ekonomikas un Kultūras Out School? What would you say to people who are starting out, and do your own recommendations? Because I think it's going to be a very valuable from you, hearing it from you.
So yeah, this is a tricky question because like I will speak like in general about like you know universities, high school, because I have finished already one university, and what I can say, there are two common things about both universities. In the school, mostly you're gonna pick up like some theoretical knowledge. Of course, there's gonna be some practical things, but it's gonna be really, really not a lot. And especially if you are studying part-time, like I do, 1 time per week, you're not gonna get a lot from the school out. Of course, you're gonna get some connections, you know, with the industry workers because there are lecturers who are coming from the industry, and you're gonna have a basic understanding how things work. But to get the skill, to get the talent, you need to put a lot of your own time. You need to study for a lot of things. The school is basically gonna give you the tools, but you must use yourself those tools. The school is not gonna, do it in your place. You have to put the tools to use by yourself. And like in general, yeah, you have to decide for yourself if you want to spend 4 years of your life, because it's a long time actually. 4 years is not a short time. And you have to decide where you want to be in like those 4 years and what it's gonna give for you. If you have like basically you don't know where you want to be just yet, yeah, I think it's a good place where to start because you're gonna pick up a lot of skills, and you can decide from there where you want to go. If you like, let's say in the 2nd or 3rd year you want to go for the art, you can go. There's gonna be art-like courses, but there's also gonna be programming, and you really don't like it, it's okay, you can just finish it, and after that you can go like this art direction, you can take up some courses or something, and like excel your skills. But really it depends on the person, so you have to decide for yourself, because also it's not cheap, you have to pay for the school, and maybe yeah, you can learn a lot more in a lot less time and pay a lot less if you go like YouTube or you go the Udemy way. So again, this really depends. You have to decide for yourself. I cannot say, yeah, you should go. I cannot say you shouldn't go, because this is ultimately your decision. Because yeah, also at the end you're gonna get a diploma, but in most cases, the employees they don't really care about it. So yeah. Mhm.
So we're working remotely, as far as I can understand. What do you value in the company's culture and work behavior, workflow, organization, while working remotely?
So the one thing I really value about this company is that they really respect your time. That yeah, you have the possibility to work remotely. You can also work in place. But which I mentioned before, like there was a big minus that if you work for a company, in most cases there's like a really bad crunch culture, which I also had like my doubts when applied for the job. I was kind of prepared, but yeah, they don't really have any crunch culture, which is really good. And I think in general, just you are valued as a team member because I also started not with big experience, only just the things what I learned myself doing school and after school. And yeah, they took me in, and I'm slowly growing to become like a better professional game designer, and they're like really encouraging you to do it. They are uh, like we are working as a team. Nobody's saying like you're bad and you're doing everything wrong. Like everybody's encouraging one another just to be a better person and a better like game developer. So I think that's the two things which I value about them the best, most. We use like Jira for most workflow cases, so it's kind of like that. Uh, we kind of have like two project managers, which are like giving out everyday tasks, and we have like these daily plannings, and then like yeah, they are for each project is like one person, and they just give out for the most like plan when to do things and how to do things. So kind of yeah, it works like that. Just a smaller scale, I guess. Mhm.
Yeah, thank you for a good presentation. First of all, really cool. Question relating your portfolio. So you have built a portfolio, you have got the job. So are you still working on a side projects to enhance your portfolio despite working in a company, or you fully rely on that building up your skills and everything, or you also do something on your spare time and so on?
Yeah, that's a good one. To be true, before the job, I actually worked more in my free time on like the side projects. But also, it was because in school we had to do more projects. As I'm like finishing soon school, it's like basically the last year we are doing less and less projects, and but probably yeah need to do something because otherwise yeah, like you said, I'm just relying right now on my work experience. But I would say it's also not a bad thing because, right now I'm doing things more professionally, and it's like you work for a company, and before I just made, some things for fun just to train, and right now it's like it's kind of like hard to say actually. Probably should do something more in the free time, but again we're gonna have something in school projects, so it's probably not gonna be the last ones.
What are your future plans? Would you like to stay in this company, or would you like to make your own company, or move on to like AAA or something?
So probably like the most of us probably do your own company, but I think there's time for that, and like in general, just for the near future, I want to really, how to say, expand my skills and really become a really good game designer, and then probably just see in the future how things go. But right now, my focus is to become like a professional game designer. That's it.
So your last chance to ask questions. 1, 2, 3. The chance is gone. Thank you to Nauris. Big applause. So now, what will happen? I will find out thingy. You have the opportunity to vote for the next talk. Scan the QR code, or if you see, go to the link, and there will be the topics for the next talk. And while you do that, we could have a break for like 10 minutes. So you can go out, have a smoke, or have a drink, or chat. And we'll be back at 8 p.m. For the show and tell. Jānis will tell us something about game jams, and maybe somebody else also will tell us. So see ya in 10 minutes. Mr. Walid, Mr. Siemenis, and Mr. Thomas. I hope they all are misters, I don't know. So the first one is Pitching with Confidence workshop. Then the second is a presentation from me about a game I made and published on Google Play. And the third talk is something about NFTs. Those who are interested in voting for the first option, which is Pitching with Confidence, please raise your hands. We have... Yeah, first.
4, 5,
Keep your hands up.
7, 8, 8-ish.
8 votes, okay.
8, yeah.
Okay, you remember 8. Then for me, vote for me. No, don't, no. Yeah, who wants to hear me talk?
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 16.
I see people are voting for 2 votes, 2 talks. I think that's okay.
17.
Yeah. Okay, then the third one about NFT.
1, 2,
Oh,
2.
okay, then I will talk next time, so see you then. Yeah, take a break for 8 minutes or something, get some air, and then will be open mic. All right?
Open mic, bet es neatcerēšos pēc 8 minūtēm. I'm not gonna remember this, but Nauris mentioned the crunch thing. Right. I just want to say that this is your responsibility not to overwork yourself and set the boundaries. So if you don't make it the norm, like if you unionize, for example, which is not a terrible idea to do, maybe not so relevant here, but don't be afraid to unionize, don't be afraid to discuss your salaries with each other, and just protect yourself because nobody else will. Sorry. Thank you.
Hello, hello. We are beginning in a couple of seconds. Jānis will tell us about game jams.
Um, oh boy. Yeah. Hey everyone. So those of you who left here, I guess. Anyway, so I've not. Well, it's show and tell. So I'm gonna just show you what I've been up to, and I've been making some game jams again, which I love to do. So there's this thing called Atvērtā spēļizstrādes komūna. Previously we were known as Godot Engine Latvia, but we were started to talk about more and more open source projects, so we decided to rename ourselves to Open GameDev Community Latvia. And a month ago we started to speak like, hey, we kind of want to know what other like unknown open source game engines are out there. And we kind of were interested what games you can make, but more than that, we were interested in the developer's experience. So we decided to, hey, let's do a game jam on itch.io. Everyone can join. There are no prizes. And like there are the rules. I let you read them yourself. But the main thing is, of course, the voting criteria. In this game jam, the main primary voting criteria is your devlog. Basically, we want to hear how well did your game developer's experience went with this unknown open source game engine that you found somewhere on the internet, maybe in some random forum or stuff. So it begins next week. You will have like a week, like in 8 days it begins, as you can see here. You will have about a week to develop your game. After that, of course, you can improve your game if you want to. And then a week after that, there's the voting period. And we will showcase all the games and stuff live on Latvian Game Developers Association's Twitch channel. So that's going to be fun. I hope some of you join. Maybe all of you, who knows. Yeah. So you can find the link in Discord, by the way. And just, I guess, it's just itch.io/jam/alternative engine jam. So that's one. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is Global Game Jam. I'm not going to organize it in Riga, but I am a regional organizer for Global Game Jam. And we have dates for Global Game Jam available. So there will be like a week before Global Game Jam starts. Global Game Jam will do some YouTube and Twitch streams to educate people how to make games. And after that, there's 1 week where site organizers can actually do the game jam itself from 13th of January to 5th of February. Most likely for us in Riga, that means it's going to be the last weekend, I guess, from 3rd to 5th of February, 48 hours. Of course, it's up to the site organizer. I hope it will be Mother again, but we will see. Yeah. And also another thing is, maybe you have heard about this thing called Global Game Jam Next. It's a game developer event for minors from 12 to 17-year-olds. And it's going to happen at the same time as Global Game Jam. The thing is, in Latvia, we are still looking for schools that will actually do the Global Game Jam Next. You have to be an educational institution to do it. So you can apply straight to Global Game Jam and maybe contact me. I can help you, direct you where to apply. If you can apply via school or something, maybe talk to your school's administration. Hey, we want to do this game jam. So that would be cool. Yeah. And there's another thing that's not on here, but Laura Wilsona is the organizer from Latvia. She's doing the Castle Game Jam. It will be next year in June. So that's a week-long game jam, and it has crazy amounts of people attending, and it will be in Ventspils Castle. So I guess next year in June, be ready for that. And that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Jānis. So if anyone wants to talk about something in front of other people, tell your life story or something, this is your opportunity. Applause. Yeah.
I really want to take the opportunity. So I have a poll to make here. When you saw the invitation for a game jam, you saw the Nauris title, and I'm like, how to find a job in a game company. Whom from you did come here thinking about, I could take another challenge in my agenda? Okay, Sam, maybe, okay, you can keep it to yourself as well. Don't mind. But the next question will definitely bring your hands up. You know, there's always this division between cat people and dog people. So, whom of you are dog people? Yeah, a lot better statistics here. Very well. And from those, who knows Unity VR? We got a winner. You get a beer from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else wants to? Yeah. No volunteers. Then only thing I can add is, yeah, I will be talking in the next event. So if you want to hear something specific about the game I made, like the marketing or development process, then you can let me know in private or on Discord. And so enjoy the networking and have a nice night, I guess. And thank you for attending. See ya.